As you saw from Taylor's story, June is National Dairy Month, celebrating not just milk, but all varieties of the dairy products we love.
In this week's Bottom Line, Neil Melancon tells us that those products do come at an increasing cost, not just for consumers, but for the folks who make them.
The Bottom Line is brought to you by the Cotton Board, strengthening the fiber of our industry.
As you saw from Taylor's story, dairy farmers are hardworking people who have to do a lot to bring us the fun products like chocolate milk, cheese, and ice cream we so love, especially in the summer. If there's a dark side to the dairy industry, though, it's in the pricing. These farmers who literally have to work 7 days a week, 365 days a year, are often subjected to prices that also don't budge year after year. We thought we might have been past that in 2014. Prices rose and stayed high throughout most of the year, averaging around $23.29 a hundredweight. But something happened in those last few months of the year, and by January, prices had collapsed $5 between December and January, falling to a low of $15 per hundredweight. As you can see, the price so far this year is a full $7 below last year's average. Now, the good news is prices have come up since their lows and are expected to climb even higher towards the end of the year, but still nowhere near 2014's levels. For one, Russia's ban on Western dairy products has severely impacted demand. Where the European Union once put most of its products into Russia, they now compete on the world stage, particularly with the U.S. That's why the rise in price predicted for this year really isn't a good thing. For one, it's unstable, and two, it comes as the result of a cut in production. Further, demand is sluggish this year, so the growth in prices has a ceiling, even if all else goes well. The bottom line is, dairy farmers like the Duncans have an uphill battle to face this year and into next. Summer is a time when dairy production is down, particularly in Louisiana, which reduces the abilities of farmers to make up for lower prices with volume. The good news, though, is that grain and fuel prices are lower. Their overhead costs are down this year, which will hopefully sustain them through these tougher times. And guys, I always go back to Eugene Robertson's interview I did back in 2001, where he talked about him getting the same prices as he did in 1980, 21 years later. And that was, by the way, $12 a hundredweight, which is only about $4 less than where prices are right now.
Not even close to what's happened with inflation.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, it's nice to see success stories like the Duncans and also like the Flowing Hills Creamery over there. So
they're having to find those niche markets, and that's what's really also helping dairy farmers. We saw the Smiths, we see Klein Peter, and of course the Duncans, and we'll see more throughout the month.
All right, thanks a lot, Neil Melancon. Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when AJ Sabine will introduce us to the last of the 3 Young Farmer and Ranchers Achievement Award finalists.
Until then, you can watch any of our stories online and on our website, twilatv.org. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like our page on Facebook.
For Kristen Oaks-White and all of us here at TWILA, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.